Robin Hood, A Castle Rescue by Rebecca Schmidt. Robin Hood whistled as he stood the pot of soup. The hero was hidden deep in Sherwood Forest, and his job was tricky lately. Prince John and the sheriff of Nottingham have been trying their best to capture him. Luckily, Robin Hood and his good friends, Little John, the friar, and Maid Marian, were helping him come up with plans to help the people of Nottingham. "Don't burn the soup, Rob," said Little John as he and Little Maid Marian arrived at the wood for the fire. "I'll only make that mistake once," Robin Hood answered, handing out soup to his friends. Robin was about to take a sip when Friar Tuck appeared, and the friar was out of breath and he looked worried. "Friar Tuck, is something wrong?" asked Maid Marian. So it's harder in the middle of the books. You gotta balance on both sides. Crazy. "Skippy is missing," said Friar Tuck. He explained that Skippy, the young rabbit, had lost an arrow in Prince John's castle and had gone looking for it. And his friend Toby had waited a long time for him to come back, but Skippy never returned. "He must be lost in the castle," said Maid Marian. "Or worse, Prince John's caught him," said Robin. "I have to go rescue Skippy." And the fox grabbed his bow and arrows and headed towards the castle. "I'm coming with you," said Maid Marian. Robin Hood tried to tell Maid Marian that it was too dangerous, but Marian wouldn't take no for an answer. She, like a female. "I've lived in that castle for years," she said. "I know it better than anybody. I'm your best chance of finding Skippy before Prince John does. Plus, I know a secret passage into the castle." Maid Marian opened the passage, and Robin was impressed. Little John was concerned, but he trusted her. Together, the three friends made their way through it. With Little John in tow, Robin Hood and Maid Marian soon made it into the castle. They snuck down the winding hallways and searched for Skippy on every turn. Just as they were about to turn the next corner, Robin Hood pulled Maid Marian back because he could hear voices coming towards him. "Quick, we have to turn around," Robin Hood said, but it was too late. There were voices right behind them, too. They were trapped. Luckily, Robin had an idea. He tied a rope to a notch in a wall and tied it at the other end to an arrow and fired it at a nearby window on the opposite wall. Robin gave the rope a good yank and motioned for Maid Marian and Little John to follow him. The sheriff of Nottingham and his two guards turned the corner just as Little John grabbed the rope and leapt out the window. "Did you hear that?" the sheriff said. The sheriff asked the guard. The sheriff looked around the window, but it was too dark to see much of anything. Robin Hood and Maid Marian and Little John clung to the rope, afraid to move. After what it seemed a long time, the sheriff said, "I guess it was nothing," and walked down the other hallway. "Hurry," Robin Hood said, leading the way across the rope. He peeked into the window, and everything looked quiet. "Quiet through here," Robin Hood said, pointing to the nearby door. The room looked familiar, Maid Marian said. But Maid Marian's resolution was too late. Robin Hood had already gone through the door, right into Sir Hiss's study. Even worse, Sir Hiss was there. Maid Marian pointed at the door on the other side of the room. Very slowly the group crept behind Sir Hiss. Luckily, Sir Hiss was in the middle of doing something very, very important, examining himself in the mirror. "Sir Hiss, you have outdone yourself on this one," the snake said to himself as he tried on a new hat. And Robin opened the door and motioned his friends through. They were safe. Sir Hiss's room opened up to a very large courtyard. There, Little John whispered, pointing at the end of the courtyard. It was Skippy. The rabbit was hiding behind the wall. Oh no, said Maid Marian, pointing to the opposite side of the courtyard. It was Prince John. He was walking right towards Skippy's hiding place. Robin Hood looked around for an escape route, and the heroes had to keep Prince John from seeing Skippy. Quick, get Skippy out of the castle. I'll meet you back at the forest, Robin told his friends before they had a chance to argue with him. The fox climbed onto the roof and yelled down at Prince John. Looking for me? He called. You! Guard! Seize him! Yelled Prince John. And the guards rushed outside and began shooting arrows at Robin. And he ducked behind the chimney, avoiding the arrows every time. Prince John was so distracted that he didn't notice Little John and Maid Marian in the courtyard. The pair grabbed Skippy and rushed him out the secret passage, seeing that his friends were safe. Robin Hood leapt from the roofs away from Prince John. Always a pleasure, he called back over his shoulder. Back in the forest, Skippy and Maid Marian and Little John waited for Robin. I hope he's okay, said Skippy. Of course I am, said Robin, appearing in the chase. Robin, yelled Maid Marian. We were so worried. I'm safe and sound, said Robin. And I found something in the castle. Try not to lose this again, Skippy. And he handed Skippy his missing arrow. Now, who wants soup? That's that one.